space, nondescript industrialized space, as opposed to seeing physical spaces of Thailand that you usually see in maybe the media, the temples, with the exception of the last part of the film when you see the temple, when the couples go into the funeral. And so his question is about how the director uses that industrialized or technology-infused space to displace people's expectation of what Thailand is. Is that a good job?
Well, in a case like Ploy, you have no choice. You know, I was not out to challenge Western viewers about, you know, you expect to see this kind of image from Thailand, I will not let you see it kind of thing. I did not have that kind of idea. The characters didn't leave the hotel, so I have no choice to go anywhere. And I think in the case of a film like Ploy, the journey or the image or the sound actually comes from inside the character's head, you know, rather than going out. So it's a film that actually goes inward into the body, into the minds of the characters in the film, you know. But when I make films, I never have this. What's the word? I don't know that I have to show images of Thailand. Because I live there, you know. I'm so familiar with them, so I don't. If I have to show, I show. If I don't, I don't. You know, it's not kind of. It's not my. It's not the job of the film to do that, you know. And I think if my films has something to say, I think all of them or most of them trying to say that it doesn't matter who you are, we're all the same. I think, you know. I mean, this kind of problem I think everybody has, you know, whether you're from America or Thailand or, you know, China, India, you have the same problem. And with the economic problems of my earlier films that you mentioned, the same would happen in America. It's happening now, I think, in America. The same happens in Singapore, you know, in Malaysia, in Brazil. Almost 10 years ago, Brazil was in the same position as us in 1997. Argentina, you know, the country went bankrupt. So I think my films, if they are saying something, they're saying that, you know, we just happen to speak different languages, but we have the same problems. And we feel the same about these problems.
Yes, over there.
What have some of your cinematic influences and other influences been?
So the question is about the director's cinematic influences.
I don't know. I'm sure I've been influenced by many things, you know, by the films I've watched, by the lives that I live, you know, by books that I read, music that I listen to. But I cannot really tell you particularly what it is. I like sad films, I like sad music, you know, so sadness is a big thing with me. You know, not in a bad, sadness not in a bad way. I mean sadness in sadness is it's a form of beauty, I think, you know. And so it's a big thing with me, you know, the film. So people are, you know, the atmosphere, the music, the sound, it's kind of, it's not a happy film. I'm the kind of person who goes to funerals more than weddings. I don't like weddings because everyone's so happy. And everyone is like so happy, and, you know. The bride always wears far more makeup than in her usual life. You know. That makes her kind of like unattractive. But funerals, on the other hand, everyone in funeral is elegant. You know, they dress in black, and, you know, and they behave a bit more solemnly. They become more modest, and make them very attractive. I've fallen in love many times when I go to funerals. You know, but then I have to remind myself that this girl that you like, she's not like this in real life. You know, she's just behaving like this because she's in funeral, so you like her. You know, so yeah, I'm influenced more by funerals and you know, happy events, like I said. But I cannot tell you that, you know, like I'm influenced by Ingmar Bergman or Woody Allen. I cannot tell you that. I've watched films from many people. And some of them are good, some of them are okay, some of them are bad. So.
2 last questions. Anyone? Yes?
Is there a significance to the name Ploy? Or does it have anything to do with the English word?
Is there significance to the name Ploy, the title of the film?
That's the name of the girl.
Oh, I know. I mean, was it you?
Because
does
it
the
also,
name
it
have
is,
another meaning besides just being a person's name?
You mean in Thai? In Thai, Ploy means it's a kind of diamond. It's like, it's not diamond, it's kind of...
Gemstone.
Yeah. But that's not...
No, that was it. I just thought it was interesting the English word.
What is the English word?
I think it's a kind of deception or
Oh, really?
misleading.
so it
Oh, I didn't know
means that in English, so he's wondering whether it's
Oh,
based on the character's name or...
You mean it is an English word?
It's actually very
You learn something
appropriate.
new.
It's very
I
appropriate.
didn't know that.
One last one.
Well, thank you for telling me. I didn't know
Oh, no,
that.
I was just curious about the artistic purpose of the second last scene, I guess it's the singing part, which shows Ploy singing. Not Ploy, sorry.
So this viewer would like the director to talk about the May lying in bed singing happily after sex.
That's what she did. She was happy and she sings. But it's interesting that you asked this question because I've met a few people who actually hated this scene. A few of the people I saw the film in Thailand, they actually hated this scene so much. You know, they think that, wow, you know, you've made really a beautiful film, you know, suddenly you destroy it with this kind of like, what? It's another film, you know. So my answer is always the same, you know, I just have to apologize. You know, it's a decision I made, and I went for it, and you know, can't please everybody.
Okay, you have the last one.
It's just a comment, a continuation of how the soundscape of the film is so startling and more consistent, and then that is a shock.
viewer has a
But it
thick.
does make you stop and, you know, think, do I hate this, do I love this, what's your intention, what is your artistic intention?
Right.
So this viewer has a comment to why people hate that, because it's very abrupt. If you look at the soundscape of the whole film, it seems to be kind of out of place.
Right. Well, it certainly doesn't blend in, that's for sure. but you know, I have to say that I mean there are also quite a few people who actually love it. And say that it's great because it's so shocking, you know, you didn't expect this to come, you know, and then when she starts singing, you thought it was a joke, and that she would stop after a few sentences, and actually she actually sang the whole song. I thought it was kind of fun, you know, so to have to force you to watch the whole song. So we went for it, you know, and you know. So I mean, for those who hate the scene, you absolutely you have a reason to hate it, you know. And for those who love it, you have a reason to love it.
I find it very joyful.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like smoking after sex. You know? Just sing, you know. I mean, imagine if I forced you to watch her smoking the entire cigarette. That would be, I think, be worse. You know, so you should be thankful that she's singing.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us. Tomorrow afternoon, Pen-Ek and a feature film will be here. In the afternoon, we will have a fascinating conversation, and I hope you will come back and watch all of the other films as well. Thank you very much.